Aloha, my friends. Today I'm going to make a very special meatball for you. We love meatballs here. Mango chili flavor. We're going to start by sauteing some onions and garlic. You could either use butter or tallow or lard, something like that. If you want to keep it dairy free, you can make these dairy free. We're going to do half of a medium onion. It's about half. And then we want 8 cloves of garlic. But I'm going to first saute the onion, because the onions are going to take more time than the garlic. Most people, they add the onions and garlic together, and oftentimes they will end up burning the garlic, and that's never pleasant. I'm not going to salt this because we are using the Element mango chili flavor, and that is plenty salty, so I don't need to add this here. Otherwise, usually I would salt it at this point. But we love meatballs because I can make a big batch. I usually make a double batch and then store the extras in the freezer for easy meals, to just like pop them in the oven and do that. So my cloves of garlic are all different sizes. This is kind of crazy. But I can fast forward through this and speed it up so you guys don't get too bored. Okay, while I was sauteing the onions, you saw me add something, that was garlic. I added 8 cloves of garlic, and now I have the stove top off, and we're gonna get to making the meatballs. Okay, friends, at this point, if you have little kids, have them help you out. They love squishing it with their hands, right? We'll be like nonna, be like an Italian grandma. And I am using Butcher Box ground sirloin. I like that because it's leaner. I don't know, I love the taste of it too. And if you want to get yourself some Butcher Box, check out the link below. They are not sponsoring this, I just love them. And you can do 1 package or 1 pound of ground beef and a pound of ground pork if you have it. I do not, so I'm doing 2 pounds of ground beef, which will work. So 1, 2, put that aside. And then we're going to add the sauteed onions and garlic that we made. We're going to add 2 eggs, 2 packets of Element, the mango chili. It's an electrolyte, but hello, get it right. But it tastes really good. Those are 2 packets of that. And then if you, oh, I just inhaled a whole bunch. Yikes. If you are not dairy free and you want, add, inhaling all that electrolyte. A cup of cotija cheese if you have it, or Mexican cheese. And then you should add 3/4 of a cup of diced mushrooms. I do not have that. I use that in my meatloaf and meatball recipes because it adds umami and it adds tenderness, moistness, whatever you want to call it. And it's really good. So at this point, you just mix everything together, and then you can take a little spot like that and cook it on your stovetop that you cook the onions and garlic on, and make sure that you like the seasoning, and you can add more of this if you want to. You can always add more, you can't take away. So I'll be testing that for sure. It seems so hard to make like meatballs and meatloaf, but it's really, the hardest part is waiting for the beef to thaw, because it's always in the freezer. All right. So I'm going to test a patty and make sure the seasoning's good. Okay, my friends, at this point, it tastes good. I usually like to use these little ice cream scoopers, but I kind of want them in between this size and this size. This is too big, this is too small, so I'm going to just do it with my hands. But if you have one, it works perfect to make uniform meatballs. So I have a baking sheet with parchment on it, and I'm just going to make them into meatballs about yay size. And then if you don't want to bake them all right now, you don't have to. Just bake the ones that you want, but you're going to want to roll them all into balls. Because at this point, you could put them in the freezer once they're rolled. It's a little ununiform. And my oven is on at 425 degrees, I believe. I'm going to have to double check my recipe. That way you get a nice sear on the outside when you use that hot temperature. So the boys love the Mama Maria's meatballs. That's probably like the one that I make the most. That's on my blog, mariamindbodyhealth.com. Search Mama Maria meatballs. Really good. They're like pizza meatballs to us. All right, so I'm going to keep rolling these out and toss them in the oven for about 15 minutes. I'll catch you back in a bit. Okay, my friends, now we have the finished meatballs. I froze about half of them, and I heated up some salsa. I'm going to put that into a serving dish like this and spread it out all over the bottom. And then we're going to put the meatballs right on top of that like this. That makes them much more beautiful and appetizing. And I think I'm going to make this for our next holiday gathering for my family, because I can make the meatballs ahead of time and just bring them unbaked. So there we go. And then you can garnish it with some green onion or cilantro, and you have a delicious meal or appetizer. Let's see what Kai thinks. Hey Kai, how's it going?
Hi.
Is it better than a second ago?
Yeah.
You should have seen him, people. Whoa, crazy. So we have some mango chili meatballs for you. And Dad liked them. He loved them already. So why don't you take a bite and give us a rating, 1 through 10. Yes, don't forget, order Element. You get like a free sample if you use the link below. Don't forget. You love the cans, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Use a fork there. Monster. So it's not super warm. You're in class forever.
Yeah. It's good.
That's good. Okay, 1 through 10.
It is a 9.
A 9, people? That's the highest we've gotten. So if you like meatballs, you gotta check these out. And before, I had to wait also while they got cold. I was making the noodles, the carnivore noodles, the tortillas, because we made quesadillas with them, and they were good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole pile. I'll show everybody. And they freeze really well, so I have like a whole bunch of them. We're gonna make some quesadillas and meatballs, and delicious. What do you want to tell people?
Cook with your kids.
Cook with the kids. Mahalo, everybody. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out ketomaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.